We got a subdued start, so it's about 23,100 on the Nifty. And the Nifty Bank is starting at about 48,640. So about a 0.25% lower on both the Nifty and the Nifty Bank at this point. The Sensex is down about 0.17%. And the Nifty IT index is up 1% right now. Look at the advanced decline. It's very early, but 500 up, 500 down. So stocks are still opening up. So we'll have to give it some time. The Nifty heat map in view now, and more down than up. So 35, 37 names are down, and the rest are starting in the green at this point in time. So 50 points lower, but holding on to 23,100, which of course the Nifty managed to cross in the last 20 minutes of trade. Surbhi.
Okay, so 58 down, that's how we are starting. Let's look at what's taking it lower. Lever, the disappointment. There's no growth. It's so anemic. And even that minimalist acquisition is not enough to sort of, brighten up the light over here. 3% down. There's also a Nestle, which is lower. Some of the big heavyweights, the big boys are starting lower. SBI, L&T, ICICI Bank, even Axis Bank. So basically, banks are not doing too good this morning. Let's see what HDFC Bank is doing, because the numbers were in line to moderately positive. I mean, no hiccups in asset quality. Margins were steady. Stocks up about 0.7%. But otherwise, it's a weak morning for the banks to start off with, and a weak morning for consumers. More names on the downside: NTPC, ONGC, BEL. So, some of these names from the PSU pack also lower. What is holding up is UltraTech Cement. There is some buying on Infosys, Wipro, and TCS. So basically tech. And like I mentioned, HDFC Bank. Apart from this, there's not much to write home about right now. Nifty under pressure. 50 points gone, 23,100. Nigel?
Well, a few stocks actually are coming in for a hard knock. DAM Capital, I think it's corrected now all the way to that IPO price. So big correction from the recent peak is what we've seen on DAM Capital. That one's come in lower. You have KPI Green as well. That's down another 4.5% or thereabouts. Post that corporate action, the stock has only moved one way, which is down. Hotco has given up those gains right now. What's doing well though? Go Digit. Well, that stock is flying away. That's up close to around 4% as we speak, on a very, very good volume. So good going on that one. Your Forge is doing well, and Signity as well, now owned by them. So that one as well is up close to around 5%. The one that's taking it on the chin is Puravankara. Big downtick is what we're seeing on that name. So just keep an eye out on that stock as well as we speak. Well, yes, now it's down close to around 8%, and volumes as well, not too large actually. So we'll have to wait by to see whether or not it's, it could see a bit of a recovery from year on. But flattish start with a mild negative bias. Mid-cap index is still in the green, and I think the bulls will like that. Pidilite is another stock I think that it opened up in the green with a gain of around 1.5% to 2%. Let's see what Pidilite is doing. I think the volume number was quite good. Now it's flying away, up close to around 5%. So big up move is what we're seeing on Pidilite.
No, absolutely, and it's actually 1:1 advanced to decline ratio, and 1,000 odd stocks with actually 900 up and about 1,100 lower, but broadly 1:1. So one space which got beaten up pretty badly recently is all the EMS companies. So this morning there is some recovery. Keynes is up 3%, 4%. So stocks at about 55.50. Amber is up about 3.5%. And we should look at the leader, Dixon, as well, if there is anything there. So these are EMS names which have been under severe selling pressure. 0.5% on Dixon, not very much right now. I think the result reactions we all, covered. Coforge, Persistent, and Pidilite are number 1, number 2, number 3 in terms of volume traded gainers right now. Go Digit, I think, is another one. Earnings 4% higher. And we mentioned that. UltraTech is coming up with some gains, 2% so far this morning. And decent sized volumes as well. Doesn't usually show up out there. Oracle Financial Services 2.5%, and it's got volumes right now. Another one which has gotten sold quite aggressively is Motilal Oswal. So that's up about 2%, and it's got decent sized volumes. Look at Indigo. Indigo again, huge selling from 4,700 to 4,000 very quickly last 15 days or so. So seeing some gains, 1.6 higher. And again, another name which got sold aggressively is Aurobindo. It's recovered quite nicely. The low today is about 1197. It's recovered about 15 to 16 rupees already this morning. It's all a story of recoveries, right? K Fintech, for example, sold off from 1,600 to 1,000 rupees. It's coming up a little bit. KEI, we spoke with the management yesterday. The low yesterday was about 3,900. Stocks at about 4,250 now. So there is enough and more in terms of specific stock-specific action. which is going on at this point. Tata Com, we spoke with the management. Stocks down about 2%, 2.25%. So that's another one. 50 points all told on the Nifty with about three minutes of trading behind us. Yogesh